but rather that public conversations about immigrant detention, the family policing system, policing more broadly, and incarceration as the major form of punishment cannot now proceed along with its previously unavoidable partner, reform, without acknowledging abolition as a possible strategy for more habitable futures. At the same time, this is not to imply that because abolition has been barred from mainstream discourse for so many decades, we are now satisfied with its mere acknowledgement. The acknowledgement of abolition as a possible strategy of addressing contemporary imprisonment practices allows us to proceed more confidently with our radical critiques of carcerality that reveal the persisting influences of ideologies linked to what are assumed to be defunct institutions. This moment of abolition and of abolition feminism helps us to create new points of departure for our ongoing efforts to reveal how repressive systems and structures that thrive on racism, heteropatriarchy, and class hierarchies hold us captive to the past, tether us to capitalism in so many ways, and prevent us from collectively envisioning socialist futures. A good number of the articles collected in these 2 volumes, a second volume is forthcoming, reveal early attempts to think through some of the entanglements of what are generally considered to be acceptable modes of surveillance and punishment with elements of the institution of slavery. Many Southern prisons, but not only prisons in the South, still bear the imprint of slavery and the convict lease system. At the end of the last century, as we were developing our analysis of the connection between slavery and the prison, we recognized that pursuing the path of examining that relationship as analogical, that is, imprisonment strategies bear a similarity to slavery, would be far less fruitful than postulating a different framework for the relationship, one that is genealogical rather than analogical. Indeed, there may be elements of similarity between the 2 institutions, but we can benefit much more from examining the history of ideas, ideologies, and institutions that reveal historical connections between slavery and the prison. These essays attempt to reveal how we might think critically about institutions that constitute themselves as the very preconditions of our lives. For example, democracy, represented in public discourse as the institutional guarantee of civil rights and liberties, can also be thought of as the foundational condition of possibility for the prison, which in turn would have to be seen as a quintessentially democratic institution. Imprisonment as punishment consists of the revocation of democratic rights and liberties, thus, philosophically, their constitutive negation. Why is it helpful to engage in such critical interrogations of the prison? Precisely because it assists us to overturn prevailing assumptions regarding the permanence, the ahistorical character of the prison. If prisons as structures of state punishment are produced through history and are, in fact, closely associated with the rise of capitalism and its political expressions,